and straightforward. A lot of us have thought about it. Some of us have never thought about it. As a matter of fact, some of us will get to think about it when we are closer to it. I'm talking retirement. Plans for retirement. So I have this senior friend. Some 3, 4, 5 years ago, we were having a conversation. And she's not that old. No, she's not. Pretty young, in her 40s actually. And she was telling me she was retiring. And I'm like, you are retiring? She said, yes. Are you sick? She said, no. Is everything okay? She said, yes. Your office, are they forcing you to retire? She said, no. I mean, she's boss. All them government parastatals and all of that. So I couldn't wrap my head around why she was retiring at barely 40-something. I mean, she still had like 20 more years or less to go. And she said she was done working for someone. She's officially retiring. She wants to start her baby girl life. And I chuckled. And I said, all right, so what plans do you have in place? And by the time she reeled out all her plans, I could totally understand why sometimes you just get tired of something and you need a break. And maybe not a break, maybe something permanent. But then she's doing well for herself now because she set up structures that will help with the retirement plan. After laboring for several years, a time comes when all you want to do is simply stop. You just want to stop working. Many people choose to retire when they are elderly or incapable of doing their job for health reasons. By the time they get old, Papa, you see they go work. Hey. Papa, you know they go again. No fit, I bear my picky. I don't tire. I don't try. I don't labor for 70 years. This my leg, no they agree me again. This my hand, you know they agree me. This my eye, no they agree me again. This my waist. See as I did this wheelchair. Many people may also retire when they are eligible for private or public pension benefits. Although some are forced to retire when bodily conditions no longer allow the person to work any longer by illness or accident as a result of legislation concerning their positions. Of course, like we have in Nigeria, you get to a certain age, you must retire. In most countries, the idea of retirement is of recent origin, being introduced during the late 19th century and early 20th centuries. Previously, low life expectancy, lack of social security, and the absence of pension arrangements meant that most workers continued to work until the day they breathe their last breath, until the day they die. Now, the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, CPO Olubenga Adepoju, is advising police officers to plan ahead for their retirement to avoid financial difficulties after leaving service, which is a very good advice if you ask me, because sometimes people retire and then it seems like they become a burden. So he gave the advice during the 20th anniversary celebration of Cadet ASP Course 22 at the police officers' mess in Port Harcourt. He urged officers to set clear goals and start preparing early for life after service. Now let me ask these two questions. At what age would you like to retire? Have you ever thought about it? Or you just want to keep working and working and working and working and working? And, oh, you're retiring in 3 years. Oh, it's true. Or are you like some Nigerians I know who falsify their age so they don't get to retire early? Yes. They say, oh, officially 60 years, all right? And then you falsify your age, you reduce your age so that you get to work beyond 60. You like work like that. If you go back home, You probably will fall sick. You probably will lose your mind not working. Question number 2. What plans does the average Nigerian have in place for retirement, especially when pension and gratuity does not come as and when due? Remember all the stories of pensioners, we have the statistics, how some people have had to come out in mass and protest because they hadn't been paid their pension after their long years of service. Is that going to be you? Or are you setting up something different to make your transition from being a working citizen to being a retiree? Let's talk. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. You can join the conversation on WhatsApp and Telegram. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416. Again, WhatsApp and Telegram number 0809-030-6416. On X, we are at Nigeria Info page, and our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 page. So go there, watch us live, but most importantly, be a part of the conversation by dropping your comments in the comment section, and then in course of the conversation, I will definitely read your comments. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number once again, 0809-030-6416. We're talking plans for retirement, and I am asking, at what age would you like to retire? What plans do you have? As an average Nigerian, what plans do you have in place for retirement, especially when pension and gratuity does not come as and when due? Or do you have some business idea? Are you the kind that seeks to travel around the world? I mean, you've labored for several years trying to meet your needs and all of that. And now you have the chance to not think about, you know how I mean, every Nigerian I know who works or does business dreads Monday. Your alarm rings on Monday. And you're like, it's Monday again. Oh my God. Oh. And then it's a struggle. You go to a job you don't like. You work at a place you don't like. All because you need to make ends meet. At what point do you think you want to stop all of that and not think about it anymore?
It's natural to have different ideologies. We tend to see things from different perspectives. So, share your views on the sunny side as we make room for philosophical, ethical, and thought-provoking discussions. The Sunny Side, 12 noon to 3 p.m., Monday to Friday, on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Different ideologies
and different perspectives.
Share your views on The Sunny Side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to the Sunny Side. Nigeria Info, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Okay, we have an alternative number if the other numbers are not connecting. We have 0817 923 0009. 0817 923 0009. Paulie Venus on Facebook, watching live on Facebook, says, Good afternoon, D Square. For me, I would like to retire after 15 years in service. Patoki from NAF Estate. After 15 years in service. So after 15 years in service, what happens? This one says, the advice... Hold on a second. The advice by the police officer is hypocritical. This is because the amount called salary being paid to workers or policemen are too meager and is not enough to feed, not to talk of being comfortable. Except those police officers who involve themselves in nefarious activities. Planning for retirement is almost impossible considering these factors. John from Port Harcourt. Now let's not make this conversation about what the Commissioner of Police said. No, it's not about the Commissioner of Police and the police officers. What about people in other sectors? The journalists, the doctors, the lawyers, the engineers, the what's it called now? The people in civil service, the people in private practice. What about those people? And you know how they say that the salary is never enough? Yeah, well, it's never enough, but every day we look forward to it. Salary is never enough, but then there's some people who have been able to make so much out of so little. So it's not about what the commissioner said alone. On a general level, planning towards retirement, is this something you have ever considered? Or the idea that what you have is never enough makes it impossible for you to plan for when you wouldn't even have that monthly income? Daniel from Imo Gates, welcome to the sunny side.
Good afternoon. Am I with Mega?
It's Denise. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Daniel.
Yes.
Your line is breaking and I don't know why.
Is it clear now?
It's not clear, to be honest. I'll let you go and have you call back, all right? Okay, thank you so much. Good afternoon, Didi. I said I'll be going on leave from Thursday. I didn't say I'll be going on leave from Monday. I mean, I was pretty clear. I just had to tell you in advance. So you're not expecting to hear from me today. I'm equally shocked, Stallion. So back to the whole retirement conversation. And sorry about the terrible phone lines. I don't know if it's from Daniel's end or if it's from the network providers. But keep the calls coming. 0817-923-0002. Nigerian for good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yes, Mega has called back on the other line.
I said it's Denise, not Mega.
Please, I'm sorry. Please.
Okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is, as a Nigerian, I think it's a lesson. I am strong. It's working.
Daniel. Still the same problem. So I don't know if you can send us a WhatsApp message. Maybe a WhatsApp message will be fine. Because if this is how we're going to have this conversation, it's totally not going to work. Now, I have some messages from our pre-sale on Nigeria info page. So I'll just start reading. Adebiyi Y Israel, responding to the question, at what age would you like to retire, says, no be person wey get work, they retire. 65 is okay for me. Ibinabo Krokrobo says, at my early 50s, I'm supposed to retire from government work. This is okay to keep up the good work I am doing. Interesting. Nigerian folk, good afternoon. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Could you turn off your radio set, please?
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Go ahead.
I'm very happy to hear this program. I'm in Nigeria Police.
Okay.
I'm in personnel in Nigeria Police.
Yeah, I heard you the first time and I said okay.
for the program on grant, we are all just be deceived in terms of pension, gratuity, and everything. Most of the people that I work with, that senior me, that have retired, they are suffering today. Now, person like me now, based on what is going on in the system, gratuity and pension, I did not rely on it. And I went for cooperative, which is voluntarily. Every month they are deducting 20,000 naira from my salary from our cooperative.
Okay.
I believe that when I have an issue, I want to withdraw money from my personal cooperative. This is voluntary. There's one they call compulsory one. They deduct it. Now, voluntary. They will be deducted certain amount from your salary. And the end, if you have anything to do with money, go there and apply it so that I will give you the money to solve any problem you have. Nothing I could not do, not avail, nothing. For more than 3 years now, I have been trying to lay my hand to try to withdraw something from my salary in order for me to do some activity to settle myself. I did not even believe on this, their gratuity and pension, because the people that retired before me, my senior that I work with, they are suffering over this particular issue. My own cooperative now, voluntarily, I'm the one that applied for it. There should be deducted also amount for my salary. Now, I couldn't lay my hand for my cooperative personal money, my own personal money.
What reason are they giving for not letting you have your money?
They say they have decentralized by applying for it. Because if you want to apply, you go to Lagos. They say they have decentralized it to different states.
Okay.
That I did not make. No success. I come in peace.
How long have you been putting aside this 20,000 naira every month?
From Yaradua period.
From Yaradua period? We're talking about...
When Yaradua came, I started doing 20,000 naira.
20,000 naira from when Yaradua?
Yes, every month.
That was in like 2006?
Yes.
So 2006 to now, that's about 19 years.
Yes.
Okay. So in a year, that's 240,000 naira multiplied by 9 times 19 years. So we are talking 4 point something million. Voluntarily. You are setting aside 20,000 naira every month with a cooperative for 19 years. And let's assume that you had plans to retire in maybe 2 more years. You should have roughly 5 point something million at the end of the day. And just maybe you had plans to go into business with that money or set up something. And you can't get access to that money. That's a lot. That is really a lot. We're talking alternatives here. We're talking plans. We're talking not waiting until, I'm retiring next year. Okay, what do I do? What do I put in place and all of that? So let's assume this man has been making plans since let's not assume. He has been making plans since 19 years ago. And he had financial difficulties and could not even get hold of that money. Let's hear from this caller. Nigerian for good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
It's afternoon. I want to be sure. It's afternoon. Yeah.
No, believe me.
It's 12:44 p.m. 16 minutes to 1 o'clock. Yeah, I can hear you.
This issue of pension in this country is why there is corruption in every facet of our country. From the public sector to the private sector, for the nation. Any funds
Mrs. Iron,
and
Mrs. Iron, it's obvious our phone lines are acting up today. You have two options. You either end the call and call back immediately and we see if the lines will be better. Okay, call back. Nigerian Show, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yes, that's true.
Good afternoon. Go ahead. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Promise, calling from Gokana.
Promise from Gokana, you're welcome. Talk to me.
Thank you. So, looking at the civil servants in Nigeria and their remuneration and their retirement, I think ordinarily people who are working with government are
At this point, I'll take calls from WhatsApp. How about that? Call the WhatsApp number. Call 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Let's take calls from WhatsApp because apparently the phone lines are not clear. I don't know the reason. So let's see how much better the WhatsApp calls will be. Nigerian, for good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, this way.
Oh, this is better. Better. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you see this pension system we have in this country gave birth to corruption in this country. So when you see people shouting corruption, forget it. It's a virus that will never leave us until we have the proper physicians, let me use that term now, to cure it. One, our political class that are given the opportunity to determine the flow of all these benefits, they themselves are even more hungry than you, and any money you put in them, you will not see it. Some of them are not even educated enough to unman or man certain offices as a whole. So we are having issues. For instance, the issue of pension administration.
Mrs. Iron.
Yes.
What is your plan as a Nigerian? What plans have you put in place?
My plan.
Yeah.
This girl, we are coming. You ask of my plan.
Yeah.
When your government that determine your plan does not give you better plan, what plan are you making? Just like you are asking me, Mr. Zion, how are you going to travel out of this country? Would I go through the government processes, get to the embassy, registration, everything? If you ask me of my plan, I want to go through the desert. So let us discuss this matter from the beginning so that those
Zion. Before now, We've had the conversation on pension and gratuity. If you remembered vividly, I had that conversation on the sunny side. I even reeled out the numbers of how many retirees we are yet to receive their pension and gratuity. I even played sound bites of some pensioners who have they've got into a bad state. Some of them, their children spoke. Now, we've talked about that. And I'm talking alternatives, because for how long do we continue to rely on something that is seemingly not working when we can have other plans?
You have used the word. It's not working. So now let us come to our private discussion now. I'll be retiring in the few years to come.
Okay.
Personally, I want to retire at the age of 55.
55,
not
okay.
65, 55 years.
Okay, okay.
So that I can also have time to enjoy with my family. If you have noticed, most of our fathers, once they just retire, they don't even stay up to 10 years. They die. So what are the plans have I made before now? That little investment by the grace of God we have kept behind
Okay,
that are giving us some certain benefits.
okay.
Which at least we know that this one go here, this one go there. I'm a proponent of insurance schemes.
Okay.
From health, especially, and those properties or that. But the one of life, I'm not doing that one.
Okay.
Life insurance, I don't do that
All right,
one.
thank you. Thank you so much, Zion. We have Muriel on the line from Okrika. Hi, Muriel. Welcome to the sunny side. Let's talk.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Muriel.
I once met a civil servant, a woman, an elderly woman that falsified her age. And now she's making it so bad. In fact, every day she's regretting why did she reduce her age and make her retired, enjoying their children, early. But she's old and waist, legs, none of his complete. And yes, she has to go to work. And especially when you have a boss that is not, it does not give care. And when the boss knows that. And funny enough, you know that she reduced her age to the point that her boss in the office is now a senior. My age. My goodness. And the woman is, and the man is dealing with the man is dealing with her. Because he said, Mama, when you send me to Mama, go search, go down, look at it. Secretary, no, my way. Well, I look at your file and I'm just know you. So you go do that work. She's regretting every day. But there's nothing she can do. Please, Denise, you see this body, in fact, every day, sometimes I tell myself, what makes sense? Yeah, you do struggle, 10 things of income, this, that, yes. As much as you can do it early and just rest. This body needs rest. When you rest more, you live long. Have all this excess money. Where are we going with all these things?
So, Muriel, at what age are you looking to retire?
No, definitely before. By 50, fine. 50 is not bad for me.
50 is not bad for you.
Yeah.
So, have you started making plans for retirement beyond pension and gratuity?
Absolutely, Denise, I am.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, there's some things I want us to take away from today's conversation. One of those things I think Muriel just highlighted, the fact that your body will fail you after a particular time. One illness, one health condition, one accident, one something that you never thought about, and you may never be able to perform optimally, right? So you should look out for when that time comes and what plans you would have to sustain you, seeing that the body that would have been used to do the work that will bring the income is not functioning optimally. That's on one hand. On the other hand is the plan. So, are you going back to stay idle, doing absolutely nothing? Are you going back to just enjoy your life, travel around the world, see all the places you couldn't see because every time you applied for leave, they say you could not go on leave because some other person is going on leave and maybe you bought the ticket wasted and all of that? Are you planning to give yourself to society, do voluntary service? There are people that retire, yes, they don't get paid anymore, but then there are things they do voluntarily. They don't consider it work. All they say is that, if I stay in the house from morning till night, I can go sick. Let me volunteer and do this. Let me just be leaving the house. Now, with voluntary service, you would need some form of financial sustenance. Because leaving your house is money and all of that, and you're not going to get paid. What if ill health comes? What if the pension and gratuity doesn't come as and when due? Have you ever sat down to think deeply about it? What if you are forced, yes, I need to add this one. What if you're forced to retire when you are not ready? So they don't sack you. There is forceful retirement. So people have been forced to retire earlier than they ordinarily would. Earlier than stipulated. If you're forced into retirement, what then becomes of you? Again, I ask, the average Nigerian, do we have plans for retirement? Beyond pension and gratuity, what alternatives are we looking at? At what age are we even looking to retire? Nigeria Info. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0009. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809-030-6416. I see a call on WhatsApp. I'm trying to take the call, but it's not working, so please, you would have to bear with me. We're live again, like I said, on X at Nigeria Info PH, and Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Go there, watch us live. Most importantly, be a part of the conversation. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Miriam.
It's Denise. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm at the Patrick. I'm calling from Afra Eche.
Okay.
Advice to people on retirement is that even if you are...
Why do I feel like this call is not for us in the first place? I don't think that call was meant for us. I do not think so. Okay, so the conversation goes beyond those in the public and private sector. Some of you run your own business, and a time will come when, even if you are Emeka and Sons, you have to step down for sons to run the business because old age will come. What about transition plans? Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Turn off your radio set, please.
Miriam.
Hello.
I'm at the Patrick. I'm calling from Afra Eche. Please, if I'm not in order, you have to direct me.
This is, hold on. First of all, this is Nigeria Info FM. Are you aware?
I'm aware of that.
Good. My name is Denise, not Marian. Never have
it's
we...
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm at the Patrick. I'm calling from Afra Eche.
Okay, so what do you want to comment on?
I want to comment on the issue you have on ground.
Which is
the plan you have for retirement.
Okay, go ahead then.
Now, I am suggesting that if for 50 years old, it's okay. But if I'm retiring, I have to put something on ground. Something that will sustain me as I live and live for other people to work. The scenario I want to narrate to you. There was one of my uncle who is in the civil service. He was paying bribe for them to retire him, for him to be in service, without him knowing that his retirement money is going out from there. After he retired, the money they pay him could not even afford anything. He don't know that they were paying him. They were paying that money when he was paying bribe to retire in service. So my advice is, if you are due for retirement, you have to leave so that other people will contest that place.
Okay.
So that's what I have.
Thank you so much. Like I said, take home, think about yourself, think about your body that does the job, think about your health, and also think about the possibilities that some of these plans you already have in place may not come to fruition 100%. Hence, you may have to seek alternatives. The goal is to enjoy your old age and not be a burden and not suffer as a result of not making adequate plans for retirement. My name is Denise Dennis. So thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. And once again, I sincerely apologize about the terrible phone lines making it impossible for some of you to get through to us. Up next is Trending Stories, and then the Sunny Side continues. Stay tuned.